Sounds like something just happened. Are we live? You need to tell me I can't see anything. Oh my god. Alright, Ryan, the producer, is back, but rusty. He didn't get a tetanus shot while he was gone.
Yes, we are live.
We are live. Okay. Episode 25 of the Turn Left podcast. We are back, and we're going to bring back some intro music, even though some of the YouTube people didn't like it. Fuck the YouTube people.
Yeah, Josh Duncan. Come on now. I'm playing air guitar back here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You just can't see me.
We got a lot to talk about.
I'm hitting every note.
Some things important, some things not. Like every episode.
But it's all getting talked about.
I got a dog hair on my beer can. And I'm smoking in here tonight. Joe Rogan and Rob Lowe can smoke on their podcast. Why can't I smoke on mine?
Smoking.
Those are two classy individuals. Very rich men. They weren't drinking Busch Light, and they were smoking cigars, so it was a little different, but
Close enough.
that's okay. And his studio is super airtight, so that bitch gets smoky. You couldn't even see either one of them. Have you seen the Rob Lowe podcast?
I have not known.
It's pretty good, dude. Rob Lowe's a funny guy. He's been literally an actor since he was like 13 or 14.
Really? I know he's been around for a while.
We'll let this play out. I don't want to turn it off, you know?
Oh,
So
no,
good.
Absolutely not.
Somebody tag Josh Duncan. Everybody share this right now before we get into it, including you, Ryan, please. I'm going to do mine. This is what I'm supposed to be doing right now when the song plays, but I get into it. I get into the song.
I'm jamming out back here. I still have my air guitar in hand. Four-wheel drive. Turn it up to 10. It's a headbanger.
Yeah, shout out to Scoop's Farm and Scoop's channels. Tell them to share it onto their shit, too. Nick Hines might get mad, but he'll be okay.
It'll be alright.
I talk about Scoops enough on here. Everybody go follow his gaming channel.
What up, Andrew Fuller?
What up, Fuller?
Anything for you, Connor Scruggs. We are always here for you.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, sorry, Connor Scruggs. He said, text me when you're about to go live. I'm like, no, I can't do that, bro. A lot of people make that request. I can't go through my whole,
Give out 10 different times.
I know I only have 9 watchers, but even that's too many to go through and try to text them all right before I hit live,
One big group text.
I know I do that every time.
Oh, we should hit replay on that.
A couple episodes ago, I did.
I know.
All right. Is that your phone?
It is not.
It shouldn't be mine. It's not mine.
No, it was my phone.
God damn it.
You were right.
I know. Like I said, everybody like and share. Please. Jesus. Like and share.
Hanging with Bud tonight?
Bud's on? Bud's watching? What's up, Bud? So anyway, we had the wedding episode, as in me, that went as bad as I thought it would. I almost didn't do it. Probably shouldn't have.
Oh, no, it was good.
Okay, well. Anyway, one thing I forgot to mention, and I made a joke about this to the people I was sitting with, and they were kind of horrified, but they don't understand the type of sick, comedy I'm into.
Humor, yeah, for sure. I'm with you, though.
Like, they did the whole, if anybody has a problem with these people getting married, stand now. And, I made a joke, didn't everybody always want to see one person get up and be like, no! Curse them! Right? In real life, you want to witness that.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to, everybody's sitting there, I wonder if somebody's going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you see it in movies, but you never really see it in real life. And I just one time in my real life want to see one guy stand up and be like, no, I banned this wedding or whatever. I don't even know how you say it. But
Objection.
Yeah, objection. Anyway, I forgot to tell about that because I thought that my sick viewers might think it was funny, but the people sitting next to me when I mentioned it, they did not think it was funny. So shout out
Not
to
everyone
those
has
people.
that kind of humor.
Probably not watching, but shout out to those people. And sorry, I thought it was funny. And obviously, I didn't want anybody to do it at the wedding I was at.
Yeah,
It was more just a general joke, but
Yeah.
I don't think they understood it. I guess everybody heard about the Ellen situation.
Ooh, that's the topic right there.
What do you think? Relieve me for a second here.
Well, first shouts out Mike Brohart there.
What up, Mike Brillhart? How about
And-
before we get into Ellen, Kevin Harvick sweeps the weekend at Michigan, wins both races, dominates really both races. I mean, the second race, I know Ryan, you watched both races fully, but you didn't. You left your notes in the truck. You said, but
I'm here though.
he won the first race. I didn't pick him for fantasy like I should have. Then the second race, I should have picked him for fantasy, and I still didn't because I'm an idiot, and I didn't win. I'm an idiot. So that's how my weekend went at Michigan. But congratulations to Kevin Harvick for sweeping the weekend. It was pretty tight, but I guess there is no practice, there is no qualifying and stuff anymore. So it's kind of like if you have the fastest car, you might ought to go ahead and win the next race the next day because other than track temperature, not too much changes other than starting position. But it's a long race. They were shortened but long. I don't know if you know, Ryan might not know, but the reason they're doing these double headers is obviously because of the COVID. Like the season's shortened. I got dog hair everywhere. Season's shortened, so they're doing all kinds of like double header weekends, Wednesday night races, stuff they don't normally do. But I'm digging it.
Yeah.
I wish it were more like baseball. I think I've said that on here before, where it was Tuesday night, Thursday night races, everything.
Yeah, like almost every other day there's something.
I still want a little bit of practice because this whole no practicing thing is kind of, I think, affecting some stuff. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
even less practice or no practice would be fine with me if they were to travel around and race a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or even a little bit more throughout the week. It's the longest season in all of professional sports. They could shorten the season up and just be more active during the season.
That is a good point. Yeah.
But I think
Connor Scruggs said Childers is the best CC in the biz right now.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize he used to race. He used to be a late model racer himself.
Oh really?
Before the race
didn't
started the
even-
other day, I think on Sunday, Saturday I was at the wedding. Sunday, like before the race, I think he was on the Dale Jr. Download, which is Dale Jr.'s podcast, and he was talking via Skype or whatever, but talking about his old days and late model driving and how he got some opportunities and stuff like that. But he wasn't Kevin Harvick type skill level, but is what it is. He did
above.
all right. Yeah, I mean he got some decent rides. I think he raced in the Busch Series and stuff, so he did all right for himself. I need to get mine open too.
Harvick is on fire right now.
Nice thumbnail on the wedding podcast. Thanks, Mike. Did you like that? I didn't get any give me some comment or something on that video because it didn't do too well, and now I was embarrassed once I saw that, but I was like, dude, it's golden. Then it didn't do that well, and I'm like, oh my god. Then the whole YouTube thumbnail with the whatever. I moved my hands around a lot, and it must have caught me in a bad frame because there was some straight up dead air. I don't even want to say it. I don't want to get demonetized or anything. Anyway, it was a bad thumbnail. Go to the page if you want to see it. But yeah, so I had to redo the thumbnail on YouTube, not on Facebook. They had it right, but thumbnail. I don't even know how all that works.
I'm right there with you when you just said that.
Yeah, I probably should know, but from now on, I think I'll be downloading my own thumbnails. I've been wanting to do, actually, Ryan, where like in the beginning of the Joe Rogan days when he'd just take a picture with whoever was his guest and his producer, you know, we could do that instead, and it would at least save us from us doing racist arm signs, us as in me. But anyway.
It is cancel culture going on.
Yeah, I know. Which we're clearly not afraid of that here, but that one could be that could be not good. Like I said, go to the page if you want to see it. Just like I'm watching my videos behind by a couple minutes and I'm doing all this, and I'm like 1/2 reach away from doing it again. And it's like I'm trying to I'm gonna have somebody break my arm so I don't straighten that biatch out. But we got plenty more to talk about. So what were you going to say about the Ellen thing? It was bad. Or it is bad. Apparently it's been bad for a long time, but
apparently
really
it's not new news. It's just coming out news. But I just find it fascinating. I mean, because that's the complete opposite perception that she gives off. You know what I mean?
Apparently Oprah's kind of the same way. Apparently it's kind of a...
Maybe it's just talk shows like that in general.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we give you a car, but we treat everybody like dog shit in the back.
All the people that work for us. I mean, I heard, when the COVID first happened, like, she laid off a bunch of employees and didn't
compensate them at all, or
or communicate,
have any any sympathy.
Yeah. So
well, she's a businesswoman, Yeah. She is. She is a. It's hard not to be strict with your ways when you get that big. You can't. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not trying to defend her. It's just
no. I that's a good point.
When somebody gets that big to where they're bigger than just a name, it's not just some average C-list celebrity. They
can't
Ellen
oversee everything.
Or Oprah.
Yeah.
Well, even if they do, it's not going to be good because they just have too much to oversee.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Too much on their plate.
But apparently she's been a real biatch for a long time. But whatever.
Well, you hear that she came out and sent an email to each individual employee that apparently works for her and had like a paragraph, apologizing and say things are going to change. She's going to, going forward, she's going to be more adamant about,
A personal email for each employee?
That's what I heard. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well.
So that's nice, right?
What's up, Justin Trice? What's up, Peyton Grider?
Peyton Grider. Justin Trice.
Ryan's letting us down. I'm just kidding. What? Oh, no, you did read us this one. All right. Ryan's revived.
I had question marks above my head there.
Sorry, Ryan.
Taking shots.
Sometimes I just got to crush him for no reason.
Just twist the knife next time a little bit,
Sometimes I just got to convince him to take that hot sauce again. He's got the Mamba sauce. Where did you say that comes from?
They sell it at Food Line and...
Put it in front of the camera. Other side. Yeah. Other side. Yeah, the camera. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you got to go over that way. That's what I'm saying. Just, you bump the camera. Where's it from?
It's capital city. It's actually a Washington D.C. Based sauce, so it's, I guess if you want to call that local.
Did you have to go all the way up there to get it?
No. They sell it in Food Line, specifically
okay.
Food Line. You won't find it in Kroger or Walmart or I don't know, any other place other than pretty much Food Line and some ghetto Super Fresh.
All right.
Like Super Fresh Market.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I don't shop there. So
you enlightened me about the Pat McAfee recap, which now, well, let's just talk about it for a second.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee, I guess, became a commentator on some tag team UFC stuff, which consisted of, what's the UFC guy? I mean, not UFC.
NXT.
Oh, not even WWD. NXT.
Yeah.
What's the wrestler's name that he got beef with on his podcast?
I could not give you the wrestler's name because I had never heard of the guy.
He's kind
so
of a loser.
So
anyways, they got beef on his podcast, and I was like, I don't know, being that that's a wrestler, it's kind of probably just some clout. And then now all of a sudden, Pat McAfee became a commentator for NXT the following week, and the guy's like a tag team duo.
While he was out there on the ring, so
Was he not even part of the duo? He was the coach, though?
Yeah, he was just standing on the side of the ring, just like, coaching.
He was the coach of the two guys that were in the duo. So he wasn't actually in the duo. He wasn't actually wrestling.
No.
And Pat McAfee started talking shit to the coach, whom was on his podcast that, blasted over a microphone and cussed him out right to his face.
Yeah. Pretty much called him little man syndrome is what he had.
Yeah, well, Pat McAfee called him that, yeah.
Yeah. And
we talked about it a couple weeks ago in episode 22. When was the last time you were here, Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
22?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Damn, I pulled that right out of my bum.
Oh.
So now it's almost like, maybe that definitely is some clout because now that they had beef, and now he's commentating, and now they're getting beef again, at the arena.
Well, not only that, but you see him, Pat, punt his head, that whole thing.
I didn't really see that. I never saw any contact between the two.
Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna pull up the guy's name because I don't know how to reference him there. Just say Pat's guy he's beefing with.
I mean, I said, remember you sent me the video, and I contacted you back and I said I didn't see any punt.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole?
Yeah, Adam Cole is the wrestler's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently they were arguing during the NXT wrestling match, and
But you saw him punt his head?
Yeah.
The video didn't show that for me.
Really?
It might have skipped that part. I might not have been watching the right video. I might have been watching like the
Yeah, I don't know if the video I sent you actually had that.
the trailer, not the trailer, but like the hype up video.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, Pat
Damn.
punted his head, and
Hard?
it looked. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you could tell it was probably all made up, but at the time, yeah, I mean, it looked like a legit punt, and then they're going back and forth, and the very next morning, Triple H went on First Take, and I was watching it live, and that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is just all made up, because Triple H was talking about it, saying he can make Pat McAfee famous if he takes this fight, which the fight is in 2 weeks. It's a paper, and so now he's going to headline.
Pat McAfee's, it's just...
Yeah.
It's all WWE like promotion type shit.
I was like, wow, blue smoke.
Makes sense now. All right, so...
Thank you, Gunnar. You're right, Adam Cole.
All right, so let's get to something a little bit more serious, in my opinion, not to hate on the NXT or WWE. Did you watch that stuff growing up?
I had a little
back
stint.
then, it was all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah, well, I had a little stint watching like Raw and SmackDown. I mean, like 9th, 10th grade kind of thing. But I was never into it like I am football, basketball, and
yeah, me neither. I was into the video game. And that
was
I thought the video game was a lot of fun. Which I don't think they had it for. Did they have it for 64?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I just didn't have it personally, but my buddy JJ had it for PlayStation 1. You could pick up chairs, and it was like you could do cage. It was so cool, man.
Bats with spikes on it.
Yeah, like I wasn't into wrestling other than the video games. It was so cool because you could bash people up. But anyway, all right. So we want to get into UFC 252. That's Saturday. We got Logan Farmer coming on Saturday. If anybody's got any questions for Logan Farmer,
shout out Logan.
He's a bricklayer, mason man, hard worker, great dad. I got a better. I actually already wrote him up an intro, so I will have him one. But I don't want to waste it right now.
No. That's going to be a surprise.
3 of the 6 are there already, so half of it's wasted. But it's okay. But that's Saturday. That same Saturday is UFC 252.
Which I did not know until about 15 minutes ago.
I know. I would have never even gotten Logan Farmer on this podcast if I'd have known that. I'm just kidding, buddy. If he's listening, probably not. Either way, that is the Francis Ngannou. No. Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier trilogy fight. We were talking earlier about how Stipe Miocic is like one of the only people to beat Francis Ngannou, so he's serious business.
His list of people he's beaten is actually, spectacular.
They're 1-1 though. He has lost to DC, Daniel Cormier. It is the trilogy fight. What's your pick? What did you say earlier? I think I asked you earlier, but I was setting up, to be honest, dude.
I honestly
not
think...
even bullshitting right now. I don't even know if I heard you.
No, you were. Yeah. But I think Stipe is going to win. I mean, between the first 2 fights, Stipe made an in-fight change. Like that's high IQ. Like that.
Nobody has higher fight IQ than DC, though. I mean, he's 42 and he's been in the UFC forever.
That is true.
The only people he's lost to is pretty much John Jones.
And he's an excellent wrestler. But Stipe's bigger. He's got the reach.
Way bigger.
And like I said, he switched up mid-fight and DC didn't know what to do. He didn't have, as high IQ as he has, he didn't have a counter to the, Stipe's counter.
What's up, T. Howak? What's up, David Selb? Does anybody have any picks for UFC? I know it's mostly, we already talked about Kevin Harvick swept the weekend. We need to find out where the race is next weekend. Maybe we can make some bets on that too. That'd be good. But either way, right now we're talking about UFC next weekend. This upcoming weekend, actually. Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier.
Who's the undercard, do you know?
Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto Vera.
Oh. I don't know who the Cheeto guy is, but I know who Sean is.
Cheeto Vera's... I think he's like 11-3-1 or something. He's pretty good. He's been in the sport for a long time.
Okay.
And Sean O'Malley's just kind of like he's never fought anybody in the top 10 yet.
He gets a lot 10. He gets a lot of flack for not having fought any
real elite
names.
fighters. Yeah. So I think this is his first testament, but it's still not like a top 5er.
No.
It's still a guy in the back, but it's still
10.
He's got so much experience. People are actually I watched the UFC pros pick today to see who like everybody else. Daytona Road Course. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Me too.
I watched the pros pick today to see who the professionals, All the UFC fighters thought would win the UFC 252. They've got one for the main card. They've got one for O'Malley versus Chito Vera.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were picking Chito Vera. I don't think it was quite half, but a lot more than I thought.
Does he have more fights, like, in MMA than Sean O'Malley does? More experience?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, he's been in the UFC for like 9 years. Sean O'Malley's been in the UFC for I think 4 years, but he was suspended for 2.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, for it was either a tainted substance.
Steroids.
No,
he's too small.
He's way too skinny, or it was something to do with marijuana because he smokes a lot. One of the two. They Nick Diaz'd him.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh. They didn't have to go that. That was.
Yeah, no, they didn't do that, or else he'd be shunned for life. But
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. So who's your pick for Stipe?
Stipe. I think Stipe is the better fighter. I do.
Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera.
Oh, Sean O'Malley. Like I said, I don't even know who the other fighter was.
Do you have your phone with you? Google the middle card really quick.
Yeah.
There's I think Sean O'Malley's there's like 3 cards or 3 fights on the main card. I think he's the first. There's a second one. It's supposed to be pretty good too.
I mean, yeah, you think that headliner with Stipe, you'd have. Okay, they have Junior Dos Santos. Oh, man, you asked me to do the wrong thing here. The names I can't even. You got a Jeresijo. I said that right. Rosenstruck. Strike. That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Junior Dos Santos versus Rosenstrike.
Mm-hmm. And then John Dodson versus Mirab. Oh wow! Look at that.
Tell us, Ryan.
Dalashevili.
Ryan's half black, so he can't technically be politically, culturally wrong. So
I'm getting every.
Yeah, if everybody wants to get mad at him, they can. But I'm not pronouncing anything wrong back here. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the last fight, I don't know any of these fighters, but it's Magomed.
Yeah, that one is hard. Magomed, I think you got that one right.
Yeah.
Is that his first name or his last name?
First name.
I don't think you've gotten. I think that was the first one you've ever gotten right on this entire series of podcasts.
It could be his first and last name, but it's his first name. And then Ion Kutaliba.
Okay. Daytona Road Course. Pick somebody, Ryan. I'm putting him on the spot right now. Who's your favorite NASCAR driver right now? Ryan doesn't really. Ryan is a up and coming NASCAR fan. I'm turning him into one.
Driver. Yeah.
He's turning me into a. What's your favorite sport?
Well,
basketball.
Football, but I mean, you're into football.
Fan,
yeah. Basketball, then, yeah.
NBA. Did you play basketball growing up?
Yeah. I played for Swift Creek Cougars 1 year, and that's really all the basketball.
Did you play for the? What was our middle school team? Swift Creek Sailors or anything?
No, I didn't play for them. No. I could have, but I just.
Clover Hill, right?
Yeah.
You didn't play.
Clover Hill Elementary.
No, high. Yeah, you went to high school with me.
Did I? I gotta look at the yearbook, bro. Hold on. I might break it out.
Oh yeah, I went to Cosby. My bad.
No, I transferred.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you hear about Jake Paul got raided? Dude, he had I don't even know what caused him to get raided, but he had
I can tell you right now.
Crucial amount of
There's nothing that I've heard of anything on Jake Paul. I can tell you that right now.
Nothing good.
What
do you mean?
Not on my
radar.
radar.
I've never. No, I understand. I think it was Logan Paul that did the Suicide Forest thing.
Oh, dude, I heard about it too. Yeah.
But what does everybody hate the Paul brothers aside from that for?
Aren't they like Disney Channel stars?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm
no,
I think one of them is though, bro. I think one of them.
No, they're YouTube stars.
Okay. What other YouTube stars out there? Like, I don't even know a YouTube star.
The other YouTube stars. I don't know. They're the biggest ones. I think that's why they catch the most flack. That's just my opinion.
Logan Paul was on Disney.
What? For what?
Dang it. I just saw a photo.
You told me something, though. But Logan Paul was the one that did the Suicide Forest thing.
Bizarre Vark. I don't know.
I'm sure it's a show that we just are too old for.
Yeah, but I guess that's how he started out.
You know what we haven't talked about since this started either is the Lebanon thing. The Lebanon, dude, blew up their entire shit. The big bomb
yeah, the video that was going.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I probably watched that video, at least 50 times. You know, from all different angles. So, yeah, that was crazy. I don't
I'm
know
like,
what it
so-
came, like, what caused it or anything. I didn't
Well, they
get that
came out and
information.
said that it was, you know, at first they were like fireworks, but everybody knew that was bullshit. But they came out and said what it actually was, and it made sense.
What was it? I didn't catch that.
Something that they're storing there. We could Google it really quick, but it wasn't really like. Trust me, if it was a conspiracy theory or something, I'd probably know. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but there's a lot of random stuff going. Yeah, there's a lot of questionable stuff out there.
We can make one right now if we want.
We don't need to make one. We can look into some, and some of them are questionable. The Earth is not flat. We know. I mean, we don't need to get into that one.
Whoa.
People that conspiracy theorists, that's a problem.
Yeah, what
sometimes they have some good points, and then they start going, the Earth is flat.
Where did
it's like, okay, well, now we can't. Now we've lost everything that we ever gained. You know.
Yeah. What did I learn?
Not that we ever, but like any conspiracy theorist that would ever be trying to make their point, if they ever go into that far of the flat earther, you've lost everybody at that point, dude.
You can't even argue that. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous. Like you could stand on a tall mountain.
I'd rather talk to
argue
a wall.
That. Yeah, literally. Have you ever been on a plane? You can literally see the curve of the horizon. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So, anyway. I don't even know how we got into that. But, yeah, so Jake Paul had, like, an arsenal. But apparently he just keeps guns, like, on the walls at his house.
Yeah.
Like, straight up just on the walls.
Illegally, I guess, then?
I'm sure they're legally his, but there's some type of rule where you can't just have them. To where you have house parties and stuff, people could just be taking down guns and shit. That's insane. You have to have them stored legally, or else they can be confiscated, like they were.
Okay.
You have to have them in a safe or something, you know, essentially.
Yeah.
Unless something happens, you know, unless you're, you know, protecting your house. But he had like wall mounts throughout every room in his house.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't think all of them are loaded or anything, but still, it's crazy. And two,
I could easily see him having an illegal, you know, like.
No, I could easily see him having like
or
a safe in every room, because you got to think about how much money him and his brother have, and how many parties they have. You could easily see how. Just like there was some type of internet YouTuber, it's actually this big fat gamer guy. Not to shout out to overweight people, love him too.
I'll shout.
But I'm just trying to describe him. I can't think of his name. He's an overweight gamer guy, super famous, super rich. He has house parties all the time. He parties hard, dude. And the news started covering, because of Corona, that he was having a party, and that there was like money being tossed everywhere and strippers and everything.
Yeah.
Gang members showed up, robbed the party after hearing the news coverage and that the money was out everywhere and everything like that, and then dipped. And then they wanted to like bust them for the Corona after they'd already gotten robbed. It's like, well, where were y'all when we were getting robbed?
Yeah.
Fucking 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know? Now you want to write me a ticket for not wearing a mask and having a house party.
What about all the stuff like...
Yeah, like, you just put out on the news that I was having a party. Gangsters came and robbed me.
Double whammy.
And now you want to show up 20 minutes after that because you don't want to deal with them and say, you can't have a party, right? We heard you were having it on the news. Yeah, I know you did. You're a little late, buddy.
You got me robbed,
pretty
much.
Yeah. Everybody else heard that, and, they came straight over here to fucking put us, so when you hear stories like that, you kind of understand why the Paul brothers might have, be,
Yeah.
gunned up.
Yeah, I mean, they're also both reckless.
Yeah. But I just don't know, other than the Suicide Force thing, I just don't know where they get all their hatred. Other than they live in, like, the Beverly Hills and they throw house parties, and I'm sure everybody hates them for that. But I just, me personally, they've done a bunch of stupid stuff, but they were like high school kids that became millionaires on the internet. Like, they're clearly not that stupid. Everybody wants to act like they're just some stupid kids, and they are.
But, I mean, that's what people dislike about them, though, is that
that's what I'm saying.
They're so successful from, I mean...
Here's my thing. It's kind of like, I think you've even made a comment one time, and I have too, and I don't agree with it all the time. What's all the hate on the internet against Brendan Schaub? Why does everybody hate Brendan Schaub? Is there an allegation or something I don't know about?
I saw some. I mean, I know that he's part of the whole, group with,
Joe Rogan stuff, which we both watch Joe Rogan. That's fine, but
but I had read something when the whole
clearly Brian Callen's fucked now.
But that's what I was, I think it was several weeks ago. I was bringing up Brian Callahan was wrapped up in the whole Crystal League. Like, they had their own little group, and it was like, they all knew about it, kind of thing.
Before that, though, people have hated Brendan Schaub for years.
Well, I know the whole, his little episode with Joe Rogan, when Joe Rogan pretty much was being an honest friend and told him he sucks at fighting and he should
quit. Yeah. But then he did like a fight after that.
I mean, he might have. I don't know, but I know he lost.
He only
a bunch.
fought like one more fight after that, and then he quit.
I don't know. I mean,
even he called his brother after that. I don't know if you ever heard like the episode right after that. He called his brother right after that episode and was like crushed. Like, can you believe what fucking Joe Rogan just said to me like live on air? And his brother was like, "Yeah, man, I think he's kind of right."
I mean, if you look at his,
and he was like, "What the?"
Yeah, I mean, he lost his 3 straight fights before that.
Probably, yeah. His record wasn't that bad though. I think he was like 8-4 or something. That's not bad.
But I mean, he was never
heavyweight.
Like Joe Rogan has said, he wasn't fully invested.
He was never elite.
No,
that's what he said. Like, you're never elite, and you're never gonna be elite.
Well, he was never invested because he said he was doing these, doing the podcast stuff.
Yeah. You're fighting against guys that are literally doing this all day, every day. You're over here relaxing.
That live it.
They have comfortable chairs.
Yeah,
this chair that I'm sitting in is literally. I've thought about making a wooden chair that would be more comfortable than the one I'm in. Dude, my guests are really fucked. This chair.
It's a nice chair.
It's not. It's not a nice chair.
Came straight from a catalog.
No, this chair right here will literally give you spina bifida and that's not even a spinal illness actually, but
I was going with it. I was like, oh, new word.
Yeah, what?
Learn something new every day.
It'll give you corona and it'll give you scoliosis,
which has nothing to do with your back, but
yeah, scoliosis does.
No,
but yeah, scoliosis, not spina bifida.
Or corona.
Know your sicknesses and your.
Stay healthy.
I clearly don't know them. Yeah, stay healthy.
You saying
vitamin D. But yeah, so Lebanon, that was not good. That was so crazy. Like you said, I watched so many videos of it, dude. Like all the different angles. It's just so wild. In this day of age with all the smartphones, like, can you imagine if there would have been smartphones during 9/11? Like all the different angles would have been crazy. Like,
I
so interesting from far away. Like the only angles people had were close up.
Yeah, that could get into a whole another because there's big conspiracy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, maybe there shouldn't.
All those angles could, who knows? But
expose the truth.
But I mean, what blew my mind about one of the videos is some guy was driving his car when it happened.
It blew his windows out.
Yeah, completely.
If he's only like 5 miles away, it blew out windows of like 15 miles.
True. No, that is true. He seemed, I guess, I didn't know he was that close to it.
I think he was like within 5 or 6 miles.
But that's.
And a body of water right there in between them, so I think it travels faster over the body of water.
Yeah, for sure.
But wild.
What do you think about the Brennan Schaub thing? As to why people hate on him?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just because his comedy is apparently really terrible, like his stand-up.
I've heard about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why it is, because he automatically gets a pass as to being like an elite stand-up comedian when he isn't. And he's he doesn't have the experience or the maybe even the natural talent for it.
Kind of just hopped into the profession.
Well, yeah, everybody says Daddy Joe Rogan pretty much leapfrogged him to where he's at. I could definitely easily understand that, but he literally has 3 extremely successful podcasts. Like I've only made like 3 YouTube comments in my life, and one of them was on this page where now I know they're literally just a shit talking page of like negativity and just it's for some people, I guess.
Yeah,
a lot of people probably think that's not this page, but. This one's really bad. Like, they literally just are like, I don't know. There's no funniness into it. They're literally just digging deep in people and just talking shit.
Yeah.
And about the littlest things and the least important things.
Yeah.
And one of them was just like, literally, he's got the Below the Belt, King and the Sting. I don't watch Below the Belt because that one's just him.
Yeah.
King and the Sting is him and Theo Vaughn. The reason I started watching that podcast was because of Theo Vaughn, and I still watch it because of Theo Vaughn.
Same here.
And then there's Fighter and the Kid, which I... for a long time watched mostly because of Brian Callen, but at the same time, Brennan Schaub literally invented and created all 3 of these podcasts. I don't know if you knew that, but he business minded these 3 things in. It wasn't Theo's idea, it wasn't Brian Callen's idea. Brian Callen's had plenty of podcasts. He's had 2 or 3 other ones. 2 weren't successful. The one other one that was the 10-minute podcast. It was just I think it was him and Will Sasso and Chris Lee, but it was only a 10-minute podcast, and it ended for whatever reason. It was too hard to keep up with, like, because they wanted to do it every day, but it was only 10 minutes, so it was like, is it worth it or is it not? It was an amazing podcast, because it was like people that only had a short ride to work or whatever, and it was content just killed. It was really, really tight content and like a bunch of jokes. But you can't contain that driving all the way to somewhere to a studio to do 10 minutes. Imagine if I'd asked you to come over here every night so we could film a 13 or 14 minute podcast and edit it down to 10.
And I'm there.
And then drive back.
But I know what you mean. Yeah, no. I get what you're saying. But, I mean, like you just said, you only watch... Did you know of Brendan Schaub before the whole Joe Rogan situation with him happened? Or even the fact that he dated Ronda Rousey when Ronda Rousey was at the top of... You know what I mean?
I didn't know about the Joe Rogan podcast episode or the Ronda Rousey or any of that until way after I was not a Brendan Schaub fan, but way after I was well aware of him.
Okay.
I was already a King and the Sting fan. Okay. I was already a Fighter and the Kid fan. And I didn't even have here's the thing. I didn't have a YouTube account literally up until about a year ago. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't really see that many, or that maybe I just didn't look at comments. Yeah. And then I watched this, show, like I said earlier, it's just pretty much just a show where they shit on everybody. It's just a bunch of negative. Yeah. It's just for some people that really just, I guess, like that really sadistic type stuff. And
to each his own.
Not in a comedic way, though, like in a genuine, like...
They're hateful.
Yeah, just hateful people.
Having a bad day.
I respect them, too. They have a lot more viewers than I do, so I'm not here to talk shit about them either. But, just roasting him and then saying that, like, yeah, the Fighter and the Kid's really been losing views lately and really been losing, I guess, viewership,
fans,
content, fans, whatever. Everybody's been hating on Brendan Schaub. The only reason people even watch is because of Brian Callen, if you even look at the comments. Mm-hmm. So I started looking at the comments, and I was like, man, like, people are really shitting on Brendan Schaub. But you go over to King and the Sting, people are kind of shitting on Brendan Schaub, but not as much, and there's just whatever. So you're like, that's fine. Theo Vaughn could be carrying Brendan Schaub in this one. Mm-hmm. Brian Callen could be carrying him in this one. Then you go over to Below the Belt, which is literally just like it is me right now. It's literally just Brendan Schaub. Yeah. And it almost gets just as many views. And it's literally just a UFC show, which he does know is UFC because he used to fight in UFC. Yeah. But I'm just saying, he's got so many haters, but yet, even if you go to his actual himself-only podcast, you'll go into his own comments, and there's a bunch of people hating on him there. It's like, what are you doing on here watching the podcast?
Yeah, if you're going to hate.
Well, yeah, like, you click, like, they're commenting about something that happened, like, 25 minutes in. Yeah. It's like...
I don't know.
Doesn't really make sense to me.
No. I mean,
it does make sense to me because that's how the internet and the world is. Like, yeah. We actually do like him, but we're just going to shit on him and actually mean it and not actually be a fan, but, like, literally just try to
just tear him down. Just
like, we'll spend more time tearing this guy down than we will spend time finding a podcast we actually like and resorting our resources to that. Yeah. Well, they'd rather just spend time following you around, shitting on you. Yeah. Not that this is my problem. I wish this was my problem. My fans don't even follow me around and like my damn fucking, y'all are I won't even get into it.
It's like you're bringing on the bad comments. Come on.
I know. I don't give a shit.
I know what you mean.
I just want some comments, dude. Nobody comments. Nobody likes. Shit pisses me off.
They watch it later and comment.
They don't. No, they don't. They might watch it later. They don't comment. They don't like.
Are you talking about the YouTube?
We need a moment of silence for these viewers to think about this for a second.
Everyone should be ashamed.
I'm not saying another word until I get... How many people are watching? One. Until I get one more like. 3, I know. Until I get... All the people that are watching probably already liked it. I can't ask for too much.
Double like.
That didn't work.
No, it does. Doesn't.
Dude, if it did, I'd be over here busy the whole time. But anyway, yeah. But so yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think it's easy to hate sometimes, especially if there's.
I'm not a Brendan Schaub fan, like going crazy about him. I don't understand the levels of hate. It's it's comparable to the Paul brothers. There's plenty of reasons to hate them, but every single time that I ask people, like, is it the Suicide Forest thing? They're like, no, it's not that. It's just, I don't know.
I personally feel like if I met them in person, that they just would come across as, like, douches.
Well, no, they've got a...
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they've got a podcast, and they are douches, but... I mean, if you listen to it a few times and you say they're douches, that's an acceptable answer, but all these people not you.
No, bro.
I didn't even bring this up until tonight.
I'm taking it personal right now.
Yeah. All these people, not you, that I bring up anything like, oh, he was on his podcast the other day. He's like, oh, one of the Paul brothers. Like, fuck them. I hate them.
I just think that's because they're successful and it's not really based off anything specific.
Well, I could understand why. There's plenty of reasons to why to say that.
Yeah.
But when I ask you why, you can't just be like, well, I don't know, just because, I don't know, I just don't feel good about them.
Right.
Like, well, what the,
Their hair's too blonde. I don't know.
Yeah, like, and Tim Dillon made a great quote one time. Like, there was some comedian or something like, yeah, I don't want to go on this YouTuber's podcast. Like, F him. And he's like, have you ever seen how many views this YouTuber's podcast gets?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You should never close the door
You're
of
not
opportunity.
shooting yourself in the foot. You're shooting your leg off. Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. No, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not, like, saying I would go on their podcast. I'm just saying it's like even in the Hollywood world, on the podcast I listen to, a lot of people shit on them. Where it's like, if you were to actually go on their podcast, even if you didn't really like them, you could still use it maybe for your advantage. I don't know. Maybe it would be adding to, you're adding to their fan base, which you want to totally avoid anyway. But most of the people that say this type of stuff don't even know why they hate them, which is kind of my weird thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But that's just me. But anyway.
There is a lot of hatred and jealousy
out there. The podcast world is over anyway. I mean, everything's over. YouTube is over. I don't know if everybody knew that. YouTube is over.
It shut down.
No, it's probably going to be around forever. Kind of like, I think MySpace is still around, isn't it? Yeah,
I still have one, but I haven't. I don't think anyone uses it.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Had a cold background.
Think about this for a second. California's done too. California, LA.
What do you mean by done? Like, what do you mean by done?
It's over. It's you've taxed everybody so much, and there's no reason for anybody to stay there, especially during a time like this. Joe Rogan's gone. Joe Rogan moved to Texas. He's out of LA.
It's a great place to move to, by the way.
Well, I'm just saying, and on top of that, like I said, YouTube's done. He's left YouTube. He's gone over to Spotify for a huge deal, which is fine. Not everybody's going to Spotify.
Yeah.
Except for me. If they offer me, I don't need $100 million. Just $850K. That'll get me started. We'll renegotiate at the end of the year.
Shout out Spotify.
Shout out Spotify.
But that was a huge deal though.
Well, that's been coming.
Yeah.
Now Joey Coco Diaz. Joey Diaz.
I heard about that too.
He's out. New Jersey. Which I don't know if that's much better, but either way.
But who else other than I haven't heard.
Theo Vaughn's been looking at houses in Tennessee. Brendan Schaub's about to be out himself.
But these
Everybody's
are all
out.
people in the same friend group. You know what I mean? They're all from the Chris D'Elia, maybe not Joey Diaz so much. You know what I mean? But
don't relate them to Chris D'Elia anymore.
No, I'm saying, you know how Chris D'Elia had his little, friend group? They were all friends.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. So all the people you're naming are all the ones moving. And I didn't.
Yeah, but Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan are close friends. You're acting like they're all moving to the same place.
Is there anybody?
You know what I'm saying? Like they're all moving to different places. So normally I would say, yeah, you're right. They're all moving together and doing their own thing together because they're a pact. They're all just moving out of California because they're tired of. The reason they all moved to California is so they could live by the Comedy Store and live by a bunch of places to do stand-up comedy. Not so that they get their buttholes raped by taxes every single year.
You're referring to the comedy scene in LA and out there on the West Coast. That's what I was asking. Is there anybody outside?
Movies aren't being filmed that much in LA anymore. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know
taxes
that.
are so high in LA and it's so hard to get things done that movies really aren't happening in LA.
Okay.
A lot of times they're happening overseas, and if not, they're happening in other states, like just like BFE states.
That's a good point.
Because
okay, yeah.
Just doing the entire, it'd be cheaper to build a city in the middle of Ohio ranch than it would be to actually get the permits and deal with California or New York to even try to film a movie for 2 or 3 weeks because it's so impossible. Not even that, but while you're doing that, your payroll and everything else for your entire crew of, producers, studio guys, actors, actresses, all that is like, 98% tax. So it's like, that's why Joe Rogan's leaving. Like, the taxes are the highest out of everywhere, but yet the homeless people are the highest out of everywhere. You've got the worst homeless person problem in pretty much the country, right in San Francisco, where it's pretty much the highest taxes in all of the country. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I did hear it's extremely expensive to live out there.
Oh, it's extremely expensive.
By far,
there's guys that literally, and now they're it's becoming a huge problem because their property values are dropping because they have an extremely high value property, which people like to tent outside of, homeless people.
Yeah.
And the homeless people, it's not like, oh, let's choose this block, and the other block. There's homeless people everywhere now.
Yeah.
Even though it's the highest taxed, even though it's got the most resources, it blows the most money out of any other city pretty much anywhere, yet it's got the worst overpopulation per capita, over like the homeless people per capita.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Just watch the entire...
No, I'm with you. Like, it makes, like, I
everybody's out, dude.
Yeah.
It's over.
Well, apparently...
Like, the only reason to ever stay there, you can't even take your kids on a walk down the sidewalk or go to... Joe Rogan said that he was going to... It's another reason why he left. He was going to the donut shop.
Mm-hmm.
Donut shop, is that right?
Yeah.
It was just one of those things like, oh, a fun Sunday. We'd have nothing to do. Let's go to the donut shop. And, like, they parked wherever, and, like, they had walked by, like, 30 homeless people, like, you know, methed out, cracked out of their brains. They've got the worst, you know, pretty much drug addiction problem of pretty much anywhere, like, as far as wide open, because there's no laws against it, especially in San Francisco. There's needles everywhere. You know, he's like, I'm just trying to take my daughter somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just hold my hand. You know, like, there's homeless people everywhere. There's needles all over the ground. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Why do I pay all these taxes? This should be the cleanest state in all of the country.
No,
doesn't make any sense.
Where's that money
people
go to?
getting rich somewhere, but it's not these homeless people not getting any treatment. There's more vacant properties and apartments in Los Angeles than there are homeless people. So there's issues. Just like New York City sold all their properties over to people overseas, and now they jacked all the real estate up to where nobody can afford to even live there.
Yeah.
And the money's not staying here. The money's going overseas. So nobody really knows all this kind of stuff. This isn't conspiracy stuff. This is just raw facts that the reason why it's so expensive to live in New York is because they've literally sold all the properties to people that are too big for their own britches and have too much money in the first place, and they escalated and skyjacked all the prices to where nobody can afford to live there.
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes. So,
well,
LA is toast. LA is toast. YouTube is done. All my favorite podcasts have gone to Patreon. All of them are leaving one episode per week on YouTube. The other episode you have to go to Patreon to even watch and pay at least $5 or $10 a month.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
All of them.
Yeah.
I might.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of my fans would say the same if I try to do that.
Yeah.
So now what? YouTube's going to die once they have enough fans to where they're making enough money off of their Patreon only. Why would they even still post on YouTube?
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
You see what I'm saying? YouTube, when they demonetized and when they took away all the money from the ads and when they pretty much got too big for their own britches, in this day and age, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, people say, oh, okay, I'll just go to a different platform. This isn't Comcast, Verizon.
Yeah.
This is YouTube, Spotify, Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different platforms. There's no reason for YouTube to get so harsh on their money and their monetization and all their shit to where now Joe Rogan's gone. Pretty much Tim Dillon, Theo Vaughn, King and the Sting, The Fighter and the Kid, The Bad Friends. All of them are leaving. One step at a time. They already have one foot out the door posting one episode that you can't see unless you pay money.
Yeah.
Because they're not making any money from YouTube anymore, so there's no point in doing it. At one point, they were doing it so they could try to get their name out there so they could try to get up on comedy stages and make money.
Yeah.
Now all that's over. Now they're not going to talk for free. And YouTube's not paying them anymore. They took away all their money and were like, oh, no, you're not getting all this money.
Yeah, so they'll go to a different platform.
I'd rather make another $1 trillion and double down.
Yeah.
Rather than pay the people that actually create any money at all. So I'll do that, then I'll lose all my creators, and then I'll just let this fold like fucking MySpace. So that's what's happening to YouTube, in my opinion. Check in with me in 5 years, see if I'm right. I can guarantee it's going to be a shithole then.
Called it now.
I called it now, dude. Write it down.
Have you heard of the ARM movement?
No.
Connor Scruggs says to check it out. I'm not familiar with that either. ARM movement. And apparently Jurassic World 3 is filming in the UK instead of Calais because of the taxes. Which, to your point, You know, it's just another example there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No. Apparently UK is cheaper.
Surprise me.
Going overseas is cheaper. Because that makes sense. That's crazy.
Yeah. Will the world ever be the same? Like I said, LA gone.
Yeah.
New York is not looking good.
No.
So.
But Texas
Texas is looking good.
Shouts out Joe Rogan.
Have you seen the picture I showed of his new studio?
Mm-mm.
Looks really weird. It's in the shape of a tunnel.
Okay.
Circular tunnel.
That's interesting.
Very strange.
I have not seen that. I wonder what made him come up with that idea there. Because I like this, you know, his old setup now, I guess it was what it would be called.
Well, and here's another thing, too, is I was listening to another one where a comedian was talking about how before they had agents and they had comedy stores and all this kind of shit where they would gross $30,000-$40,000 for the comedy club for the weekend and then they would get paid $3,000 or $4,000.
Okay.
Obviously, rent is a lot and all this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
but it was a really, really shallow-ended deal when you think about it.
Yeah.
So even he's like, yeah, now that comedy shows are over and I can make more off my podcast and I'm growing myself, I'm not going to travel and do comedy anymore, even when everything comes back.
Yeah.
I might travel when I want to, do a couple big shows when I want to, or travel to the places I want to, but that's about it.
That's not going to be his main source.
There's no reason for me to travel around, make all this money for these comedy stores. He's like, you know, why would I? I don't need an agent. I don't need all this. You know, so it's a smart move for him, but it's a really, really, it's not going to, as far as agents, comedy clubs in general, it's going to be really bad. Mostly agents, because they haven't been in work. There's not been anything to plan or any need for an agent in the past, what now, 5 months? How long have we been in the pandy?
Yeah, 5, 6 months, yeah. A lot, but I mean, a lot of things are going to, you know.
So agents, like the entire agent world is essentially going to be gone because people have had to do their own thing now.
Yeah.
I know when things open back up, there's going to be more for them to try to schedule on their own. They're not going to be able to do it. They're going to need an agent.
Yeah.
No, that day's over. Just like a comedy club pretty much raping their comics, I think that day is over too because the comics will now just say, I won't come.
Yeah.
I make plenty of money off my podcast. Why would I bother coming to make $2,000 or $3,000?
And also Netflix is a huge, you know,
catch Corona.
Yeah, door that, you know, they could just do, you know,
there's just
do stand-up comedy through Netflix, you know.
Yeah, but you still have to have a full house. You have to have a full arena, or not arena, but at least a big show to be able to do that.
True. But I'm saying you see a lot of comics going that route, or, you know.
Josh Keeter is watching. Kyle Fowler. Damn it, Ryan.
I didn't see him. I see.
I'm just kidding.
Tanner Griffith.
What up, Tanner?
Apparently, Connor was talking about the arm thing there. That movement, you know.
I don't know what that is. What up, Rodney Davis? What does that arm movement mean?
Doing the racist arm movement again is what he was referring to.
Does he want me to do it again? That's not happening.
That'll
be caught in a thumbnail. Again. Who said that?
Connor Scruggs. He's trying to set you up. Sounds like it.
Jesus, Connor. I never showed you the bride in where was this? Wisconsin? Bride getting knocked out.
What?
There was a wedding. The producer of Theo's podcast, Nick.
Mm-hmm. And which one is that one?
This past weekend.
Well, no, I'm saying which one is Nick on his podcast? Cause
the producer.
Isn't there two of them on this?
That's King and the Sting.
I knew that. I'm right there.
Damn it, Ryan.
I got you.
I'm just kidding. He went back home to wherever he lives. Took his girlfriend there.
Nevada, we'll say. Who knows?
I can't remember.
Arkansas. Who knows?
It's Wisconsin, I think. Yeah, cheese.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah. Go Packers.
And they were having a great time, and apparently outside of a bar, they saw a bride outside smoking a cigarette and throwing up into, like, some planter or something.
That's hot. Great scenery. And then, what, she got knocked out, you said?
So then the next day, they saw on the internet a video of this girl, like, apparently her husband... Where am I going to find this? her and her husband like were hammered drunk and started talking all this shit to people.
Nice.
He ripped off his like wedding outfit, was wearing like a Trump 2020 shirt or like a White Lives Matter shirt or something, and then they got into a fight. Which I don't even know if they got into a fight, but dude, a dude straight up squared up on her.
Straight snicky.
Dude, it was really bad. I don't even want to show it actually.
If anyone got that reference there.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I probably shouldn't even show this, but Wisconsin bride punched.
What's on the internet?
Pretty sure she was knocked out.
That's awful.
No, that's gonna be
I
violent groom hits bride at wedding reception. Oh my god!
What kind of crap is that?
All right, we want to watch that now. Forget about my story. We're gonna see this.
There's like no reason to ever hit a woman.
This is gonna be good. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Can you blow it up there? I got badass.
All right, we got a new video now. I can't believe. Oh my god! I'm so nervous.
They seem so happy.
He did.
How many views I have by now on YouTube?
That sounds like me. I wonder how many views I got it on YouTube.
I'm locked in.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
They don't look hammered.
I think he's just a fucking dick.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Look
if he's punching a woman, then for sure.
Probably, also, by the thumbnail, it looked like it was because she smashed a cake in his face. He punched her.
Wow.
Did she divorce him right then? I hope she did. Hope her dad came over there and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And then divorced him. I hope they catch that on camera.
You don't have to divorce him if he's dead, Ryan.
Okay, that is true. I didn't think you literally meant to kill him. Just beat him.
No, I said beat the shit out of him, disembowel him, and then kill him. If he hits my daughter,
That's aggressive.
Bro, if he hits my daughter, it's on.
Bro, hey, you do not have to elaborate there. Come, like
This better not be a dud, dude. I'm gonna feel so bad. This is fresh to us too. Now we're doing reaction videos on YouTube.
Come on in.
That's it.
no.
That's it. It makes it seem like you fucking
Knocked her out.
Yeah, they're kissing. They're fine.
That was playful. Like, I'm confused.
That's it.
Assault with a cake slap from the groin. Well, they worded that the right way to get views, that's for sure.
Jesus. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I'm not gonna show you the real video of the real bride getting KO'd. Wrap it up with that, I guess. Jesus. What a disappointment.
That was a
Negative
schmush.
two viewers. How is that possible? I'm just kidding.
What a dud. I know that's right.
Man. All
What a
right.
dud.
So, anyway,
Clickbait for sure.
Ellen's a bitch.
Works every
Tom Hanks is
time.
still a pedophile. Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't know what she's doing. Probably still not in jail. Maybe in jail. She's in jail. Maybe dead. Maybe alive.
Maybe all the
knows?
above.
Yeah.
C.
Yeah. You just never know.
Straight, like it wasn't even. I was pre-planning that in my head, like trying to, wow, this can be it.
We also have to call out Glass Case of Emotions again. I think that's Ryan Blaney's podcast. They only shoot an episode about every 6 months, and it's ridiculous. They called themselves a podcast. They had like a strong first season, and all the NASCAR fans got involved. Like, what's this podcast thing? And it was like a legitimate studio. I think they were like doing it through NBC or something like that. And then they just fell off and haven't done shit.
How'd they come up with the name there?
No idea. They were talking about people like, your feelings don't matter. You're a glass case of emotions. Like,
I thought it was an Anchorman reference.
maybe.
Oh.
He's the type of guy like that would make that reference. Yes.
You get a
Well, watch some of their episodes. I'm sure they have done a few in the past 3 years.
glass case of emotion.
They have less episodes than I do, and they've been doing it about 5 years longer than I have, I think. So,
Yeah, I don't like that consistency there.
no, it's
That's
kind of
not-
frustrating.
No, for sure.
But if any of them come on this podcast during the Richmond race, which I don't know if there is another one this year, but
I'm not sure either.
they can let me know. I think that's all.
Hit a beefing.
We got Logan Farmer coming on Saturday. Everybody tune in and like and share this
Shouts
right
out
now, even
Logan.
though probably nobody did. But if you didn't,
Do it again.
I'll block you forever.
Ouch. That hurt me. That hurt my feelings.
I'll block you too.
Ouch. Double whammy. It's aggressive.
Peace out, everybody. See you Saturday.
See you
Good night.
Saturday.